Hey, I'm Bill Merrill from Windham, New Hampshire, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
I'm Nancy Saulnier of Lake Alfred, Florida, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen, aka Jen.Cohen. You're watching the Astute Tourist Channel here on...
Hi guys, this is Mr. Tranquilo and you are watching the Astute Tourist Channel. Enjoy it.
This is Scott Roby from Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, and you're watching the Astute Tourist Channel.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. It is July 3rd, 2023. I am Jimmy, your Astute Tourist. Good morning to all my keepers of the faith, my defenders of freedom. This Independence Day weekend continues for some, but good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Good morning to Scott. Lone Cross MTP is in the chat this morning. Hope you've had a good weekend, Scott. It's good to see you. Thank you for watching the premiere yesterday. That meant it meant a lot to me. I enjoy making these little shorts, and I'm glad you came in to check it out. Good morning, Sharon is with us too. Hi, Sharon. Good morning to you. Thank you for dropping by this morning. And it looks like you've been having a hot and rainy weekend there in South Georgia. It's been hot and or humid and rainy here. Not hot, but rainy. Let's check the weather. It's 62 degrees here in southern New Hampshire. It is overcast and raining right now. And the forecast for today is overcast and rain. It's going to rain for a good part of the morning, and then probably, I don't know. According to this, it's just going to be cloudy all day. And then it'll start raining again sometime this evening. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 70% chance of rain. Wednesday, 50% chance of rain. Thursday, 50% chance of rain. Friday, 50% chance of rain. They canceled the fireworks for last night. We were supposed to have another fireworks celebration last evening, and it did not happen. What's going on here with my it's always something, isn't it? Trying to grab my logo, it's not on the screen. This thing was messing up this morning. I couldn't get the intros to play correctly. Sounds were wrong. Here we go. This is see if I can get this to, there we go. There's the good old logo. Good old logo. Don't forget to like, share out, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate that. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Sharon says, tired of the hot weather. 94 degrees with scattered thunderstorms today all day here in South Georgia. Yeah, it's been the rainiest June on record, and it's moving right along into July for us. Scott, I got the pictures of your reenactment stuff. That's awesome. You looked a little younger then. that's something, if I had the time, I would certainly do it. I would love to do something like that, but it's not in the cards. I'm assuming most people have the day off today, or they're sleeping in. I didn't post the chat, or I'm sorry, the live stream this morning. Let's do this first things first. Cheers, everybody. Best sip of the day. Good stuff. Very good stuff. But good morning. Yeah, we've had an interesting weekend. Friday what did we do Friday night? We just kind of chilled out, I think. Radio Jonesy is here. Good morning. It's good to see you. I'm going to try to post the collab cam again if anybody wants to come up. It's good to see you, Jonesy. Hope everything is well with you. Thank you for wishing us a happy Independence Day. Independence Day is officially tomorrow, but in good United States fashion, we always try I always try to extend things, and I will. It's my favorite holiday of the year is Independence Day. Means a lot to me. Excuse me. It does mean a lot to me. And it usually it brings back memories of my childhood. I was a big history fan as a kid, as most of you know, and especially U.S. history. And we had lots of celebrations. I was lucky enough to be born and grow up during the bicentennial here in the United States. And that celebration is lasted for over a year, almost 2 years probably, from 1975 right through 1976. Jonesy says it's 4 hours away. It's 8 a.m. here, or 8 p.m. here. That is correct. I didn't think of it that way, but that's true. We got a full day to go. It is 10 minutes past the hour of 6 a.m. EST. Yeah, it brings back a lot of good memories of when I was a boy growing up here in the United States. A lot of national pride, a lot of fanfare and celebrations and parades. And if you've seen my new series that there's 2 installments of A Revolutionary Minute. When I was a young lad during the bicentennial, there was a show that was on. They would post these little segments, a little blurb about some U.S. history things. So that's what kind of inspired me to do those. Since I produced them, I've had 2 people that I'm not aware of say I need to shorten them, because I call it A Revolutionary Minute, but they're about 2 minutes long with the intro and that. I disagree. I think it's fairly well produced. I think the information that you're getting is about a minute long, so that's why I say A Revolutionary Minute. I don't think I need to make the whole thing a minute long. But what's your take on that? I definitely take the criticism and use it constructively. But it's the information about the revolution that I give you that's about a minute long. So I don't think there's any problem with me having a little bit of an intro that maybe that may be a minute long. So you tell me what you think, and we can actually, I can show the video if you want. There's only 3 of us in here, but good morning to you guys. Anyway, I appreciate you coming in. Don't forget to hit like, share us out, and subscribe to the channel. I forgot to put this up. Let's see. If you want to donate and support the channel, you can go to our PayPal directly. 100% of your donation will go to us and to our uncle. 33% goes to Uncle Sam. So 66% will go to the channel. Scott says, I see no problem with that. Thank you. Sharon says the same thing. Awesome. I don't see a problem with it either. Although I do take folks' criticism, and I appreciate it. One person is a YouTube premium subscriber, and actually YouTube pushed it out to them, according to the person that sent me a comment this morning, and which I think is pretty cool. I guess the algorithm's pushing it. So thank you, Jonesy. I appreciate that. And that's what I thought too. Just do me. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I always strive to make the quality better. I'm certainly not a video producer. Well, I guess I am. Not in the sense of the word of being schooled or a professional video person like that, but I'm always looking for constructive criticism and ways to improve it, improve any of my videos. I really want to make high quality stuff, and I'm learning on the fly. So I think so far we've been doing a pretty good job. And if even though it says a revolutionary minute, and it's 2 minutes long, okay. I mean, it's 2 minutes long. That's like a blink of an eye in YouTube town. Wouldn't you agree? You're right, Scott. It is my channel, but I want to make sure that I produce, quality videos, and I want to make sure that everything is true to people. I don't want to provide the wrong information, and I do my best, and I would always correct it if I did. It wouldn't be any information that would not be truthful, would merely be a mistake on my part. I don't try to put out anything that would be false on purpose. But the fact that we're doing a minute worth of material, and then there's a minute of music and intro, I think that's fine. So, and I'm with you, and I appreciate that. So we're gonna keep it the way it is. And if people don't like it, well, they don't have to watch, I guess. Right? You can go over to our Etsy store if you want to buy some swag. You can also go over to our Teespring store. So the Etsy store, let's talk about that. I thought Etsy store would be something good to do. And so far I'm not 100% sold on this Etsy thing. I need to find a print-on-demand company like Teespring that they do everything. Right now I'm using a print-on-demand company, but then in order to have a storefront, you need to do it through something like Etsy or Shopify, For a simpleton such as myself, I think I need to just bring it back in a little bit. Teespring's good, although the quality in some of their T-shirts in the past haven't been that good. Although I'm wearing one now, and I've had this for over a year, and it's fine. I've had a couple printed with a bigger logo on it, and the logo has come off even after the first time in the wash. So I don't know, but I need to find something a little bit better, a print on demand that has quality stuff and has a storefront where I don't have to run around and do different things. But it's what we got for now, so we'll continue with it. And speaking of my Etsy store, I do have T-shirts over there that I've been producing. This is one of my own design. It shows the Lexington Minuteman, Circle of Stars with the 1776. And anybody that's watching and you want to show your Independence Pride, there you go. And then here is our spring storefront, our Teespring store. You can go over there and grab some material of your own. We do appreciate all your support. So, all right, that's that. Law Jones is here. Good morning, Law. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you coming in. I don't know how long we'll be going today. I seem to be a little out of sorts this morning. My brain is not firing 100%. Sharon says, Jimmy, I love the flag behind you with the eagle on it. Thank you. Yep, showing my U.S. pride. So I'm going to have to post a picture speaking of that. So I had ordered a couple new flags. So if you've seen, let me back up. So if you've seen me do some of my morning walks, I usually end it in front of the house. And I always have the American flag flying out in front of the house. Several months ago, I also put up bunting. So I have bunting, and I have the American flag, and then I have the Gadsden flag hanging, which is the rattlesnake with the "Don't Tread on Me." So I've had the bunting and the American flag and the Gadsden flag flying. But I've recently purchased the Betsy Ross flag, which is the U.S. flag. So if you see the flag behind me, the Field of Stars has 13 stars in a circle with the blue field behind it. That's the Betsy Ross flag. So I've recently got that in the mail and hung that up. And I've also got the Continental flag, which is in the blue field. It's the stripes, the old British stripe flag, or it's what the Britain's flag is today. And that's in there, and that's the Continental flag. And I'm going to be hanging up that today. So when I get out of work, I do have to work today, but I'll take a picture of that and I'll post it on the community page. Pretty proud of that. It looks awesome. I have all these flags and this bunting hanging. I told Colleen, I think we have the most patriotic house on the street. And really nobody can see it unless they drive down the driveway. But I can see it. Lon says the dawn was a beautiful morning. Are you having some nice sun there, Law? We've been overcast and rain. Boy, the rain came down yesterday. We've had flood warnings. It's been crazy. The weather has just been nasty here through the whole month of June. But what are you gonna do, right? I mean, either you accept it, and there's no crying in baseball and weather. So we just follow along and try to run between the raindrops. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I had a decent weekend. I was supposed to do fireworks yesterday, another detail, but because of the rain, obviously it was canceled. And they're scheduled for this coming Friday. But who knows how the weather is going to fare by then. You never know. It could be good. You never know. It could be good. It may not be good. Najuma Brown is here. Good morning, Najuma. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good weekend. I'm trying to recall what we did. So Saturday was the best day out of the weekend. What did we do? Colleen worked. I did a bunch of chores. I didn't really do a whole lot. Went to the dump. I had a bunch of old metal and stuff I had to get rid of. I did that. And then Colleen and I, when I picked her up and got her home from work, we worked on the garden a little bit. The garden, it's hit or miss with the garden. Some of the pepper plants aren't doing so well. The tomatoes look pretty good. Green beans and the celery and that are looking pretty good. Parsley and a lot of the herbs are doing well. But we'll see. It's okay. So we worked on that. And then we kind of hung out. We watched some TV. We watched this show called Dark. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. It's on Netflix. And it's a German-produced show, kind of a sci-fi, it's a sci-fi show, but it's not about space and that. It's about time travel. Jonesy says the phone died on me and the tablet is flat. So yeah, we watched the show called Dark. It's pretty good. They dub in the English to it, and I thought I'd be like bored with it. It's actually a pretty good show. There were 3 seasons of it. We're halfway through into the 2nd season. It's pretty good. I don't watch a lot of TV, honestly. TV shows, that is. But this one's pretty decent. I don't know if anybody is, if you watch that, if you have Netflix or not. And then the other thing is the new season of The Witcher is out. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that show either, but The Witcher is based on a series of books that were written by a Polish novelist, and it's based on Polish folklore, and that's kind of a fantasy kind of a type thing. It's got monsters and magic and all of that, and that's a lot of fun. But I discovered The Witcher by playing a video game called The Witcher 3 actually. I like role-playing games, and I just discovered it. Scott, are you familiar with The Witcher? Good morning, Denise. It's good to see you. Dwayne watches The Witcher. Yeah, I like it. But I'm going to stop watching it after this season, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So yeah, I discovered The Witcher by playing this video game. I just stumbled across it one day at the GameStop, and I'm like, oh, this looks pretty good. Let me try this, because I like role-playing games. It is by far one of my favorite video game role-playing games ever. It came out and got critical acclaim. It got a 10 out of 10 by all of these different game review places. It's a really good story, and it's really good. So there were several attempts In Poland, they had a TV show called The Witcher, which I don't have Polish TV, so I didn't see it. I've actually seen just a clip of it, and it looks okay. But the main character, Sharon says, I've never heard of it. Scott, you've never heard of The Witcher. I'm surprised. I would think that you would like that genre. Maybe not. The Final Fantasy games. Yeah, I played most of those, which are really good too. But you should check out The Witcher. At least watch some gameplay on YouTube and see what you think. So it's basically about this guy who he's part of this group of these witchers, they're called, and they get hired by villages and people to rid the village of a certain menace, monsters or whatever, creatures. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff in the backstory that prevails. But in the game, you play as this character Geralt, and they call him the Grey Wolf. He's got gray hair, and he's kind of a, he's a buff, beefy guy. But so when they decided, when there was talk that they were going to come out with the television show, a lot of people were like, who are they going to get to play the character? And they picked Henry Cavill. And I thought he is the perfect guy. And honestly, he is the perfect guy to play this character. He looks like the game character. He sounds like the game character. And there's a reason for that. He's a huge Witcher fan before the show came out. And he's kind of a role-playing nerd like myself. And he played all of the games, and he read the books. I've been reading some of the books off and on. But he was the perfect choice. And he's doing a great job of it. But like Hollywood does in Hollywood fashion, they try to deviate from the story, right? And they try to be woke and all this other stuff and change the story and do things that aren't part of the actual story. And I think that upset a lot of people, but it upset their main character, or the actor that plays the main character, Henry Cavill. And he complained. And I don't know if they fired him or if it was a mutual agreement that he would just move along. But after this season, he no longer will be playing the character in The Witcher. And that sucks. And nothing against whoever the new guy is that they're going to get to play. But Henry Cavill, he's the best. So I won't be watching after this season. This will be my final season. And it's not that I won't know how the story ends, because I do. So it won't be a big deal. But once Henry Cavill's gone, I'm going to be gone as well. But that's a pretty cool show. So we watched the new season of that. But this show called Dark, it's pretty decent. And it's only 3 seasons, so... And the nice thing about Netflix is, a lot of them, once the seasons have already been produced, and this show has, with three seasons of it, you can kind of gang watch them one after the other. So Colleen and I have been slowly watching this show called Dark, and it's decent. It's decent. So we did that on Saturday night. Enjoyed some snacks and some shows. And then yesterday I was planning on working, but because of the rain they canceled the fireworks. So I produced the video, the Revolutionary Minute video. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'd appreciate it if you go over to the channel later on today. It's only 2 minutes long. and then comment on it. Let me know what you think, because I always take your constructive criticism, and I use that to help improve the product that I put out. And I'm very proud of this because it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I'd like to do more of this type of thing. So, I produced that. It took me several hours. I worked on it from the morning until early afternoon. And then Colleen and I took her out for lunch. We went to this barbecue place called Casey's Rib Shack, which is pretty cool. I haven't been there in years. Good morning, Captain and the squad. Good day to you. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate you coming in during the live stream. We're talking The Witcher and a show called Dark and fireworks and U.S. independence and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so we went to this Rib Shack and had lunch, and then afterwards we stopped at my favorite cigar bar and had some scotch and enjoyed a nice cigar. Colleen had a couple martinis and a cigar, and then we got home last night around, I don't know, a little after 6. And we chilled out and we watched some more Dark. And then here we are, brought us to this morning. So, good morning to everybody. It is July 3rd, 2023. It's 34 minutes past the hour of 6 a.m. And now this. This Week in History. All right, I want to bring up some more history. As always, I try to do this segment a couple times a week. This Week in History is brought to you by A Revolutionary Minute. Episode 2 is out today. Go over to our channel and you can check it out. It's our latest video. But This Week in History will feature, I usually feature the day and what's happened on July 3rd. So let's jump right into it. In 1608, July 3rd, 1608, Samuel de Champlain founded the city of Quebec, the first permanent European base in Canada. Today in history, July 3rd, 1775, George Washington. He officially assumed command of the Continental Army during the American Revolution, several weeks after being appointed to the post. So he got appointed by the Continental Congress, and then he officially took command. And if you know who George Washington is, you'll know that he's a great man in the history of this country for sure. Kesha, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you guys. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah. Share us out and subscribe. You can share us out, that way other people know that we're up here this morning and live. But I appreciate you coming in. On this day in history, in 1856, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to admit Kansas to statehood under the anti-slavery revolution, known as the Topeka Constitution, despite the opposition of the Senate and President Franklin Pierce. President Franklin Pierce, if you're from New Hampshire, you should know who he is, because he was the first and only president from the state of New Hampshire. He lived just maybe 35 minutes or so from where I live. Franklin Pierce. In 1962, American actor Tom Cruise, who was one of Hollywood's most popular leading men, known for his clean-cut good looks and versatility, was born. Any Tom Cruise fans out there? I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, I'll be honest. But certainly I am in the minority. A lot of people like him, and I think his last Top Gun movie is like one of the top grossing movies of all time. Today in history, 1969, just weeks after being fired from the rock band the Rolling Stones, British musician Brian Jones was found dead in his swimming pool. Not very good news in this date in history. In 1971, American singer and songwriter Jim Morrison, who was a member of the psychedelic rock group The Doors, died at age 27 in Paris. The official cause of death was heart failure. In 1976, on this day in history, an Israeli commando squad led by Dan Shomron launched a rescue of hostages held by airplane hijackers in Entebbe, Uganda. I remember that. I was 12 years old, and I remember it. It was a big thing on the news. Going way back in time. In 1985, the comedy Back to the Future, directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly, was released in American theaters. A huge hit, it was followed by several sequels. Who liked those? I did. I liked at least the first two. I don't even know if I've seen the third one. Is that the one where they go back to the West? I don't think I saw that one. But yeah, Captain says early Tom was good. Nowadays, Yeah, I would agree. This week in history, in 2013, following massive demonstrations against his rule, Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi was removed from office by a military action. Jeez. And then famous birthdays on this date. 1906, George Sanders, a Russian-born British actor. We talked about Tom Cruise in 1962. In 1970, Audra McDonald, an American actress and singer, was born. 1971, Julian Assange, Australian computer programmer, was born. In 1987, Sebastian Vettel, a German race car driver, was born. In 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg ended. Following 3 days of intense fighting, casualties numbered more than 50,000. The Battle of Gettysburg ended on this day in 1863 with a victory for the Union forces and was seen as a turning point in the American Civil War. And it was, and the war ended shortly after that, with Robert E. Lee surrendering the Confederate Army. Great general, Robert E. Lee. Great general. Colleen and I took the kids when they were probably in middle school, maybe a little bit older. We went to Gettysburg during this week, actually. And there were reenactments. I mean, talk about reenactments. I mean, reenactments. Like thousands of reenactors. Cannon fire and muskets. And it was hot. It was hot as hell that week. From what I understand, back in 1863, it was just as hot. But it was hot the week we went. And these reenactors are wearing wool uniforms, because that's what they made them out of back then. And those poor guys, I mean, wearing shorts and t-shirts, and those guys, they're dressed in these woolen uniforms, and man, it was so hot. I felt so bad for those guys. But that's quite a place if you really like history and you want to be humbled. You should go to Gettysburg. It's in Pennsylvania, and it's a federally protected national park. It's quite incredible, and like I said, we were there during the first few days of July, and it was pretty incredible to see all of that. Scott, I'm sure you would have enjoyed that. Maybe you've been there, but I don't know. It was a lot of fun. So This has been This Week in History. This Week in History. All right, so it is a work day for me, like I said. Anybody else working today, or do you have the day off? My boss came up to us last week and he said, just so you know, we're working the 3rd. So I will have tomorrow off. It's funny, I've had Saturday, Sunday off, and then work a day, and then we'll have a day off. But then it'll be 4-day week after, or 3-day week after that. So, well, I will be working Friday night, unless the rain puts a kibosh on their fireworks festivities. Scott says he works all week. You must have tomorrow off, right, Scott? Or are you working tomorrow? Captain says work for me. Denise says working tonight and tomorrow night. Yeah, you know, that's us first responders, right? First responders and us healthcare workers. That's because emergencies and health issues, they don't get a holiday. They don't take the holidays off, so you just never know. But us essential workers, you know, we're important. We certainly are. It's not for everybody what we do. But I appreciate you, Scott, and Denise, for what you guys do. My hats go off to you. Anybody got plans for tomorrow? Or did you do any good stuff over the weekend? Scott says, trust me, we dyed in our uniforms. Yeah, yours were made of wool as well, I believe. Hot with that woolen stuff on. They didn't have T-shirts and shorts in the 18th and 19th century. At least not getting away with it. Kesha says, I got to work processing payroll. Folks want to get paid, but off tomorrow. Yeah, people frown upon that when they're working to get paid, right? They would frown upon it if you couldn't pay them. You'd have a revolution on your hands, I think. Did you do anything good, though? Any good barbecues this weekend? Here in the Northeast, I think a lot of their barbecues were bust. Although Saturday night, there were a lot of people in the neighborhood shooting off fireworks, rain or not. It was driving poor Sophie crazy. Every time she heard something, she'd start barking. And I don't know if she's afraid or just more conscious of, like, what's that noise? Kesha says, first responders are critically important and appreciated. They sure are. Fire ban in West Texas, so no fireworks. Yeah, isn't it funny? We, you guys are having, like, droughts and that. And we're having floods. We're not really floods, but it's been so much rain here. We've had local flooding, spot flooding. Sharon says, Jimmy, I didn't get to go nowhere over the weekend. It was too hot. Got to go to the pool. Turn on the hose. Get outside and put the sprinkler on. Cool off. When the kids were little, we had a pool, above ground pool, which made it nice. Come home from work and strip down and flop in the pool. We don't have a pool anymore. Although I don't mind the heat. I like the heat. But a lot of people don't like it. I'm not complaining because I hate the cold. I'll take this heat any day. Loss says, my dog is afraid of them and she's been hiding a lot this weekend and it's not over yet. Yeah, I feel bad for the dogs. I have mixed feelings because I do like fireworks, but I won't shoot off any more here since we've got Sophie. Molly, she doesn't care. She could care less. But I think Sophie would freak out, so I won't do them anymore. Kesha says, we celebrated the Muslim holiday, and forgive me, I'm not going to be able to say it. Is it Eid al-Adha? Forgive me if I said that wrong. Last Wednesday, and we celebrated through the weekend visiting friends. That's awesome. It's always good to celebrate in worship, but celebrate, have good fellowship with your friends and your family. That's my favorite part of these types of holidays, where you have gatherings, where you get together with your friends and family. I don't have much of a family anymore, other than my wife and children. My parents live in Florida, and I have a brother who lives north of here, but we don't see much of each other. Sharon says, we're not having fireworks here. Grass is too tall, easy to catch on fire. Yeah, that's a big deal. We don't want to have any brush fires. Good morning, Paul. It's good to see you. Hey, you could sleep in. Don't ever apologize. When you can make it to the stream, I appreciate it. And if you don't, that's okay too. Especially sleeping in. Hopefully you got the day off today. But I appreciate all that you do, Paul. You know that. I say it a lot, but you no need to ever apologize. Sharon says, Law, my dog CJ, he tries to catch the fireworks. That's Molly, Sharon. Molly does the same thing. She'll try to bite him. Right? Right, Law? Very bad idea. Biting the fireworks. Very bad idea. Let's see. What can I do here? Trying to fill some time here. Oh.
Find a better business anytime.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, so let's see. It's 50 minutes past the hour of 6 a.m. Hope everybody has a good day today. I think we're going to shut it down a little bit early, but I appreciate you guys coming in. Paul says we're working. It's just a local Bob truck job. Well, hopefully you won't be working all day. Scott says, I only have my brother left, and we only see each other once a year, usually at Christmas. Yeah, I didn't even see I don't remember when I saw my brother last. April, I think. I didn't see him for Christmas, though. I did see him in April. A mutual friend of ours. In fact, Sean Heffernan, one of our friends that comes into the chat now and then, Hefty. It was his birthday. They had a big party for him. So, let's see. Tin TV is here. Good morning. Law says, "What's a Bob truck?" Paul, you want to tell him what a Bob truck is? Good morning, everybody. Cheers. I love my brother, Denise says. Glad I have 3 kids and their families. Yeah, Colleen has a huge family. Lots of brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and all of that, so. Thank you, Kesha. I'm glad to have you come in this morning. It's good to see you. Captain in the squad, thank you for coming in. Hopefully we won't have any craziness today, Sharon. Hope I can go into my office and just take care of some loose ends and things like that. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Go over and check out my new video, and I appreciate it. It's only 2 minutes long. Even though it's a revolutionary minute. I opened up the stream this morning talking about that. I've had a couple people say, you should shorten it up considering your title at a Revolutionary Minute. But the issue is, or there's no issue, the information provided is about a minute long, so I'm not worried about it. And I asked the opinion of some folks here in the chat, and they're with me. Be me and leave it like it is. So that's how I'm going to do it. But don't forget PMA, Positive Mental Attitude. PMA will definitely save your day. And believe me when I tell you that I'm living proof that it works, because it really does. Depression and sadness can be an awful thing. And by employing a positive mental attitude every day, it saved my life. It really has. It's changed my life for the better. Meditation and positivity will push all that negative energy out, and it's going to save your day. It'll save your week. It'll save your life for sure. Think about our men and women of the first responders, of the fire service, police, our healthcare workers, and those first responders, essential workers. They're out there every day working selflessly without asking for a thing. And it's nice now and then to have somebody appreciate you and say thank you. So think about them. Think about our men and women of the armed forces, our veterans. They're out there on that proverbial wall protecting our liberties and freedoms, which are so important every day. I enjoy mine, and especially during this time. It is Independence Day, and it's so very important. So thank them. Make a difference in somebody's day today. You never know what somebody's story is. Everyone has one. Sometimes those stories are not so good. And all you have to do is smile at somebody. Smile at them, say a kind word, shake a hand. Give them a hug sometimes, if they're willing. Like I always say, just don't run up and say, "Hey, I watched this guy in the morning and he said I should give you a hug." That may not work out good for you, but certainly a smile and a kind word will go, it's worth its weight in gold and will go miles. And you never know, you could be changing somebody's day for the better. It's important. Make a difference. And then last but not least, as always, consider that flag that I have flying behind me and the flag of your country of origin. It's definitely worth more than the cloth it's printed on. It means so much more than that piece of cloth. People have given their lives for that. It means freedom. It means liberty. It means so much more. It means everything that we hold true in this country and the things that our founding fathers fought for. So don't take it lightly. Salute it. Respect it. Fly one. If you don't have one on the front of your house, I challenge you to hang up a flag and put it on the front of your house or somewhere. Flagpole. So very important. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good day. We're going to be probably up tomorrow morning. I have the day off, but I'll probably get up and do our morning live stream. Why not? And it is an important day for me, being Independence Day and all. I would appreciate if you would go over and watch. Oh, right on, Captain Lisco. Thank you, Green Dragon. Right? Yeah, it's the place where the spark of a revolution was born. It's where the nation started. The idea of forming their own nation began. So I appreciate that. And for the rest of you, if you haven't watched it, I would appreciate it. Leave me a comment when you go in. Let me know you were there and you watched. Thanks to everybody. I appreciate and love you guys as I do every day. So you guys have a great one, and we'll see you later. I want to wish everybody peace and love from deep down in my heart. I am Jimmy, your astute tourist. We'll see you later.